This is my first YouTube video. Have you ever started something with tons of excitement only to quit maybe a few weeks later? Maybe it was a YouTube channel, a fitness routine, some sort of diet, even a business. The difference between success and failure isn't about talent, isn't about luck. It really is about consistency. It's about showing up even when we don't want to. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to break that plateau that stops most entrepreneurs and keep consistent even on your worst days, even when you don't really want to show up. Hey, I'm Melissa, and I help coaches and entrepreneurs organize their ideas so they can attract more clients and monetize them. Today, we're tackling something that can make or break success in any field, and that's consistency. By the end of this video, you're going to have an actionable framework so that you can stay consistent in your business, even when you're feeling the least motivated. So let's dive in. Let me ask you something. How many times have you started a project and just abandoned it maybe a few weeks in? I mean, I think that if you're like most entrepreneurs, that number is ridiculously high. And it's not really that your ideas are bad. It's that we've been sold the idea that success has happened overnight. There's so many fake influencers, sharing stories on social media that they made it big and that they're selling millions of dollars. And they make it seem so effortlessly that it discourages the rest of us when we put in the hard work. And while some people do blow up overnight, that initial spike doesn't really translate into a long-time business if you're not organized and have a strategy behind it. We think of success like a spike, like it just goes upward, when in reality, it's like a flat line with a couple of bumps and then a sudden rise. And that flat period is what I call the consistency desert. It's when we have to show up, or at least we're showing up, but we have no visible results. And this is where 90% of entrepreneurs quit. But what that 90% of the people don't understand is that consistency actually compounds. It's like each small action creates a momentum, and then it's when we see exponential growth. One of the biggest killers of consistency, I think, is obsessing over vanity metrics. And when I say vanity metrics, I mean likes, shares, subscriptions, followers. When you're starting out, these numbers are going to be discouraging, period. Maybe you have a loved one, your parents, a brother, maybe a cousin, or a couple of friends from high school that are going to support your channel, your content, or whatever. But don't worry. Instead of fixating on these metrics, I want you to shift that focus into process goals instead of outcome goals. Let me give you an example of process goals versus outcome goals. Let's say you're starting a YouTube channel. An outcome goal is something like obtaining 1,000 subscribers, except a process goal is focusing on a task, something that you can control. So that could be uploading 2 videos a week. Do you understand the difference? See, when you obsess over the process goals, the outcomes will eventually come. Now I want to share one of my secret weapons for maintaining consistency, and this is something that I tell all the people that I coach. And it's all about strategic batching. The reality is that our energy and our creativity always fluctuates. So the idea is to take advantage of those high energy and creative moments and batch content for those moments that we're feeling a little bit down or discouraged. Because trying to force creativity on those low energy days is just going to result in really mediocre work. So instead, you should capitalize on those moments where you're really energetic and have high peaks of creativity. And you can definitely capitalize on these moments with 3 simple steps. So the first thing is to identify your creativity peaks. For some people, it's in the evenings, or for me, for example, it's Sunday nights. Then you want to protect those times. So block out your calendar and dedicate these moments to batching that content. And use the time wisely. During these sessions, try to produce 2 or 3 times what you normally would. And then use that content in days or in moments when you're really not feeling motivated. Maybe you're feeling sick or you want to go on vacation. That way you'll keep consistency, but not having to put in all the work. I knew that when I started on TikTok, I was going to be a little frustrated and demotivated once I didn't see like a spike in followers or in like counts. So what I personally did was I batched 60 days worth of content and I post them consistently and regularly at the same time, and just magically my numbers shifted. I even do this when I want to go on vacation, or even last year when I had a planned surgery. I knew that I was going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, so I batched content previous to that so that I could keep showing up consistently without it affecting my business. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes you're not going to want to show up. Sometimes you're going to question yourself and ask if it's all worth it, if it's worth the energy, the time, and the investment. You might also be afraid to be judged. But let me get something out there, and it's somebody that's putting in the work, somebody that's struggled, somebody that's been a business owner, somebody that wants to put themselves out there will never judge you. Remember, people that criticize, punch from the bottom, they never do it from the top. And this is why I know that winners always separate themselves from the rest. Remember that consistency isn't about feeling motivated. It's about showing up, even on those difficult days, especially on those difficult days. So what changed for me, and I want you to take away from this video, is that you shouldn't rely on motivation. You should instead build systems. When you have clear systems, you kind of remove the emotional barrier. Because let's be honest, your clients, your customers, they really don't care. They don't care if you're tired. They don't care if you feel motivated. They don't care if you're on vacation. They just care about the outcome that they'll receive through your business. So having a system will let you know what you have to do next, not what you feel you have to do next. You know what I mean? So to wrap this up, I want you to remember these 4 points. Number 1, consistency always wins. But remember, you will require patience once you hit that consistency desert. Number 2, focus on process goals and not outcome goals. Number 3, batch your content so you don't have days off, even if you do. Number 4, build those systems so you don't have to rely on motivation. You know exactly what you have to do every day. I truly believe that success is determined by who you are on those worst days. And anyone can work hard when they're feeling inspired, but it's how you show up when you're not feeling it. Drop a comment and let me know that one area where you feel that consistency is a little bit of a struggle for you. I read every single message and I'll reply to them all. Also, if you find this video useful, then hit that subscribe button and don't miss out on my next video about sales and marketing strategies. See you next time.